Well, Dr. Todd Curtis is an airline security and safety expert, and he was also a former Boeing safety engineer and the founder of airsafe.com. He joins us from Boston now live. I mean, BA do seem to have been rather caught unawares by this, don't they?
It appears, and this is partly due to the nature of the problem. This appears to be a catastrophic failure, albeit temporary, of a fairly complex system.
Don't they rehearse situations like this? It does seem rather strange that an airline would be so caught unawares.
Well, it's partly due to the nature of what happened. This was something that apparently affected the entire system. And once you had a situation where aircraft couldn't depart or arrive, other things started to get backed up and simply overwhelmed. And so many of the failures, or many of the scenes you saw of crowds, of baggage left unattended, is due to parts of the system being overwhelmed by the failures.
We've seen how BA's been overwhelmed, and it's affected Heathrow and Gatwick. What impact will this have on other airlines in other parts of the world?
Well, it appears that this particular problem was limited just to BA. And perhaps there is something that they'll find out through the investigation that may be common to other IT systems at other airlines. But so far, it looks as though this is a one-off situation.
I suppose what I'm trying to get at is that crunch point, the backup. If BA planes are not taking off and landing, does that affect other airports and other airports too?
It will, but not in a very major way. For example, there are going to be flights coming from airports from around the world. And like Heathrow and Gatwick, there's a percentage of flights that are British Airways flights at these outlying airports. So there will be an effect, but it won't be anywhere near as dramatic as Heathrow and Gatwick.
What do you make of the way that the airline has handled this?
Well, they're doing it the best they can. Given that the nature of the failure was with their IT systems, they had a very difficult time getting any information out to the passengers and even to their own employees. And this is the kind of situation that isn't really practiced for ahead of time. Failures at a single airport, weather-related failures that may affect a system of airports, but not something that affects the entire network in one day.
What can passengers expect by way of treatment from the airport in a situation, from the airline in a situation like this? We did hear people complaining earlier on in the day, older people not being given, chairs to sit on, people not being given food vouchers. What would you expect them to do?
Well, when the EU has a lot of rules in place to compensate passengers and to give them things such as accommodation, food vouchers, etc., when there are delays that are under the airline's control, and certainly this appears to be the case. But when you have a situation where such a wide range, high percentage of people suddenly have this problem, even the airline with the best of intentions would have a problem rolling this out to all the passengers at, for example, Heathrow and Gatwick within a few hours. So I'm not surprised that there have been some scattered complaints about the tardiness of service.
All right, Dr. Todd Curtis, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much.